Good morning, class. So, for my project, what I decided to do is that I decided to take my favorite scaling concept that we've learned this semester, which is the power of learning law, and I wanted to apply it to something that I do regularly. I like to hike because, for the most part, I just like to stay in shape. I do other things like boxing, I like to run, trail run, but hiking is definitely something that I thought I could relate to this in the sense that I am going to record my times going up Camelback Mountain, just up, not down, because down gets really slippery, so I'm not going to time myself. I'm not going to rush myself going down. I don't want to fall and lose a tooth. So, the power of learning law states that the more you do something, the better you get at it. Obviously, right? Just like anything else. But what's interesting about it is that the more you perform this thing that you're trying to get better at, the less time it takes you to do it. So I figured if I'm going to time myself going up Camelback Mountain, I'm going to shoot to have a better time on my last run than I did on my first run, obviously. Everywhere in between that, I want my runs, or my hikes, I apologize, to get a little bit better. But the amount by which they are going to get better, I'm guessing, I'm assuming, I'm making a good theoretical guess, is that they're only going to get better by a lot at the beginning, but they're going to start getting better by a little bit as we go on. So hopefully by the end, I have a much better time than I do on my first run, which is probably going to be an out of shape one. There are, of course, things that are going to hinder my ability to get efficient times, or at least try to. There's a lot of things called perturbations that are going to stop me maybe from getting as good a time as I want on some days. And these are some of them.
I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Alright, so I didn't really think of like a premeditated speech before going up, but this is going to be the first of many trips. The whole point of this film is to basically show how the power of learning law takes into effect into anything we do. This time that I'm going to do right here on this first run is going to suck, but hopefully after like the 10th, 11th, and 12th, it'll be a little bit better. It didn't go amazing. Promised a sucky time, that's what I got. 42 minutes, 58 seconds. To put that in comparison, I did a trial run that I timed but did not record just to see where I was at last week, and that's about the same exact time that I got. But I'm gonna give my legs a rest for 2 days, try to hydrate a lot, get some good food, and then on Monday we'll hit it again and try to go for 40 minutes. Alright, so just touching down here. This is the 10th or 11th time, I believe. So pretty much around the halfway point. My times have been getting significantly better since the first time I came. Other than that, it's getting significantly hotter. So facing a lot more difficulty. I'm not feeling super hydrated today, but I'm here and I'm gonna make the most of it.
By giving up my best, I definitely meant that I was not going to time that run and that I was just going to use it as a run to film. So right here, I'm going to show some of the stuff that I filmed that day because I figured it'd be important. I was going to wait till the last one, but got to make use of time.
This is the spot where I think I start feeling it a little bit. The lactic acid starts building up in the legs a little bit. Get a good view of the houses in the Camelback area. I'm out of breath. But yeah, this is where you start reaching that point. I'd say this is about the halfway point. I always get here kind of gassed. I try to get a good pace going in the first half because the second half can sometimes be a little brutal. It's kind of steep, but I guess this point onwards determines whether you get a good time or not. And this is where you start feeling like maybe you're getting a little bit of a cramp if you're not hydrated, if you haven't eaten. And that's when the heat starts messing with your mind a little bit when it is hot out. And thankfully, it definitely is right now.
So through my project, I am also trying to avoid states of chaos within my body. I don't want the Phoenix Fire Department to have to fly me out from Camelback Mountain on a helicopter. I really don't think that's going to happen, but believe it or not, I've seen it happen while I've hiked there in the past, about 2 years ago. Other than that, I don't want to get any cramps that are going to like hinder my ability to get down from the mountain. I don't want to reach exhaustion, any sort of dehydration that would be like critical to me. These are the points where that could have happened, the points where I just mentioned right now.
All right, this is the last hike I'll be doing for the project. That is, I plan to hike Camelback a few more times before it gets way too hot to do so. I feel like this view doesn't really do the mountain justice. It looks a lot huger when you're fatigued, dying of thirst, and not even halfway up. So I'll get a better view at the top. This is the top. Currently eating a pear. That was my last hike. I didn't time that one. You can see downtown Phoenix right there. And campus should be more that way, kind of behind where I am right now.
So this is basically what I finished up with right here. My first hike was one that I did not record. My last hike was one that I did not record as far as time goes. So we started off with like around 43 minutes. We ended off with about 35 minutes. The fastest I've ever known of anyone going up and just up is 27 minutes. So maybe we'll get there by the end of the summer if I keep going. Hopefully when it's not too hot, like in the morning and stuff. But pretty proud of myself for what I've done.